Hi, thanks for checking in. Chef's Bonus here. This is a real quick, summery skewered dish on the griddle. You can do it on the grill as well. So I got some 810 shrimp. They're a little bit bigger. They're split and deveined. I'm keeping them with the shell because I'm actually gonna griddle them with the shell on. But somebody had asked me about like how the shrimp comes in, it's either frozen or fresh, and it's always like curled up like this, and how do you get them to be like long and flat? So what I do is I actually push it so that it's in a straight angle like this, and I work the skewer all the way back to the tail. So now I've got this perfect long shrimp skewer. So if you wanted to, instead of having the curled up shrimp when you're doing a shrimp cocktail or any sort of shrimp skewer, this is the way to do it. Really simple and easy. I pre-did some with both shell on and shell off here. I made a garlic oil here. I had it refrigerated so it's a little bit cool, so I can paste it onto the shrimp. I can drop these down. I have the griddle set on low, but these are all done the same way. They don't have to be fully defrosted. If you wanna, I think these are probably about 2/3 of the way when I skewered most of them, but I wanted to keep that one as an example of what you can do. So you can see the chunks of garlic in here with this oil. So I'm taking this shrimp, I'm flattening it out, laying that skewer right through the center of it, so it's like a nice long thin piece. Garlic oil, pump up the heat once I get them all on, but I don't want to have half of my shrimp done while I'm still oiling and laying down the rest of them. So one option with the shells too is that the shrimp itself is not going to get caramelized on the outside or seared on the outside because it is in the shell. So great way to do a shrimp cocktail. Just take them off. You can either shock them or just refrigerate them, cool them down, and then you have perfect shrimp cocktail. If you want to have something that's a little bit more colored and roasted, that's what these shell off ones are for. I actually don't think I need to raise up the temp on these for the last minute. You're getting some good color here. If you ever get shrimp that's not deveined, it's a really simple way to, you can already see the split here down the middle, and then you just remove that vein that's in the top. You'll see it's like a black line in there. And you just kind of pull that out. I do not want the garlic to burn. Has a horrendous flavor when you have burnt garlic. It's very, it's somewhat inedible. It's really like bitter and not pleasant. So that's another reason why I don't want to have this griddle raging at at full heat, is I want that garlic to cook and infuse the flavor into the shrimp. I don't want to have a burnt garlic flavor to it. And this doesn't have to be done on the griddle. It can be done on a charcoal grill. It can be done on a pellet smoker. I'm going to raise the temp up just a little bit to medium. I'm going to move these over into a hot spot. Now they crank that heat up a little bit, get some space. You don't want to crowd the griddle with too much either. Sometimes crowding lowers the surface temp. So if you're ever sauteing in a pan, if you're doing something like fish or scallops, you want to have enough in the pan that it's going to cook all the way through. If you try to shove everything into the pan and overfill it, things aren't going to cook evenly. And it's also going to drop the temp down, and things aren't going to caramelize and get that, nice sear on the outside. They're going to get, all the water is going to shoot out of the fish and, or whatever, and it's just not going to caramelize right. So make sure you heat the pan first, then you oil it or butter it, and then add your protein to it. This is just a big giant version of that, which I love. So we're looking good here. These are definitely cooked all the way through. There's no more rawness to it. They're going to cook a lot faster without the shell too, because they're kind of poaching in the shell when I cook them with the shell. That's nice. Oh yeah, that's good. Is it good? So as you can see, the garlic here, it's browning, but it's not black. It's not burned. And that's exactly where I want it to be. These are the ones with the shell off over here. Shell on right here. Now let this cool for a second, and then I'll show you how to peel one. Okay, so I'm going to just show you real quick how to peel these shrimp. They're easy peel, so it should be easy. I do like to cook shrimp in their shells because it's going to give that much more flavor to it. The shells have a ton of flavor. If you get shell-on shrimp that's already been deveined, like those were, take the raw shells, put them in a little bit of oil in a pot, cook these up, and they're going to turn this color. So they're going to be like a grayish color when you put them in. It doesn't take very long. Put them in, stir it up, and then add some water and some veggies to it. Make a really quick shrimp stock. I use it all the time. You do not want to waste the shells. They have so much flavor, and it diffuses so much. If you make a risotto, if you make rice, if you make any sort of barley or farro, and instead of adding water to it, add the shrimp stock. It's going to change your world. I promise you. So that's the done version, and then that's peeled. You can take the tail off if you want to. If you don't, and you want to serve it whole, but now it's keeping that longer shape, and it's not all curled up. So there we go, and delicious.